right? So listen closely. The careers are going to change, right? The way you search your jobs, the way you get to your jobs, the way you will sustain your jobs is going to change, right? So previously we had physical careers. You have to go and attend the interview, and then based upon your body language and your resume and the words you tell in the interview are going to matter, right? So based on that, they will make a decision and they will appoint you, right? So that was the career 1.0. That is the version 1 of your career, and those days are over, right? So we move on to the career 2.0, right? So career 2.0 is going to be like this: the evolution of new employee. The future of you will be working from anywhere, anytime, using any device, right? I'll tell you a fact. This PPT was made in a mobile phone, not on a laptop, right? This PPT, what I'm sharing you, is done on a device. It's not done on a computer or a laptop, right? So that is the power of use of any device. Focused output, create your own ladder, right? So there will not be any promotions hereafter in your career. If you are doing good, you will automatically moving to the next phase of your career, right? Customized work shares information. You will not hoard information. You will create videos, you will create blogs. See, you might want to note this: videos, blogs, websites. You will write many things, you will do many things, you will present many things, you will make videos, you will share information, and you can easily become a leader in your industry. And you will focus on adaptive learning, and you will teach others. That will be the norms of the new employees, what I have shown. How many of you have this picture is taken from the internet? How many of you have seen this? This 9 to 5 jobs and other careers are vanishing right now, right? Yes. Yes, if you have not seen, the thing you can do is you can do a snapshot of your screen, mobile screen, if you are connected from the mobile, or you can take notes. These are very, very important things, right? So people are not going to, I'm sitting in my office. It's quite a good office in OMR. It's a big office, but I'm sitting alone now. People are working from homes. Jobs are changing, and equipments are changing. There is no there is no ladder hereafter. There will not be a ladder called as corporate ladder. They used to say corporate ladder. It will not be, right? So only the skillful people will survive, the other will perish, right? So if you are very serious about your future, and we have to be, that is the survival instinct we have. Be serious about your future and think this is an opportunity, right? We'll move on to the next slide, and I'm going to explain these points, right? So I'm going to explain these points where you will have to change uh, your behaviors and attitudes towards the careers of the next generation, that is career 2.0. The first thing is institution to industry transition gap, right? So ours is an IT industry or a research and development industry, right? So we know that what is taught in your colleges is not enough. I'm not telling it is bad, it is not enough, right? The industry is expecting a lot, right? Your skills are expected a lot. Industry expectations are so huge, and there is a transition gap, right? How many of you are in the final years? If you can type final year, I would like to know. Final year or third year? Can you just type your years, in which year you are? Final year, very good. Third year. Yashwant is in third year, right? Very few responses. Gayatri, second year, right? So second year and first year, you are really, you have uh, time investments. You can make it today, right? So from institution to industry, there is a knowledge transition gap. That is the word I want you to write: knowledge transition, right? So no industry requirements. If you're applying for a job, aeronautical job, or there is nothing called as aeronautical job. Some, there you might know the specifics of a job, right? So you should know the knowledge gap. That is the point I want to make, because careers 2.0 will be socially connected, right? So you there the holidays and all those things, daily attendance will become obsolete, right? So you will be always connected, and you will not recognize as a um, nationwide company. It will be globally focused, economically and passionately driven, right? So that is how Facebook and Google and many other organizations are changing. It is globally focused, right? And the third thing is, it is innovation, new innovation, right? If you are able to produce new concepts and present it, you publish some papers, that will be your added advantage hereafter, right? Innovation, how can you publish a paper? Only if you have a good idea, you can write it as a paper with the help of your professors, and then you can proceed for publications. And the next thing is, getting this experience certificates will be obsolete. People will be more focused on three things, that is called as ASK principle, ask principle: attitude, skills, knowledge, right? Knowledge in Tamil is called as arivu, skills is thiramai, attitude is something which is here, right? Your characteristics, your trait. So it goes like this order. First comes attitude. First, அந்த பையனுக்கு நிறைய அறிவு இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க, அவன் நல்ல பையனா இல்லைன்னு தான் பார்ப்பாங்க, right? So attitude comes first, and then comes theramai, skills, and then comes knowledge, right? You can see the order. I have seen, in I have seen in my 10 years of this corporate working environment, I have seen many knowledgeable students who lack attitude and are without jobs. Right? So this is a contradiction. They have good programming skills, they have good speaking skills, writing skills, but they will not have a good attitude. So your attitude towards the next digital revolution is very, very important. So that comes with the next part. It's about skills 3.0. I'll explain that also there also. The last line is about the digital self-discipline, right? Digital self-discipline. Hereafter, your background matters. I have a board, my library, and my cupboard is at my back. You might be able to see that, right? So if I ask you to turn on your camera, how will your background look like, right? Are you sitting in the bed? Are you sitting in your chair? Are you lying down, right? So digital discipline is going to be a huge thing hereafter. People are going to lose or gain jobs because of your environment, digital environment, right? So the thing you want to do is arrange and have a desk, have a desk discipline, have camera discipline. You'll have to you'll have to dress for the camera hereafter. They say dress for the occasion. Hereafter you will have to dress for the camera, right? People are going to see you, people are going to judge you, right? So it will improve slowly. So and the next thing you will have to learn is disruptive technology knowledge, right? I'm going to talk a huge about this at the final part of this webinar, right? So disruptive technology knowledge, you just note it down. This is going to be a huge takeaway for today. And slowly you will have to become digital natives. Digital native is being with the digital environment, and the productivity paradox will be stepping in your career 2.0. In your next jobs, if you go out of the college, attendance and work hours will not be, they will calculate, but they will not have so much of importance. How much you contribute to the company, that is going to matter, right? So and gender equality will be strictly exercised, and automation angst will be there, due to the revolution of artificial intelligence, robotics, and all other neural computing tools. You will hear news that automation will take away your jobs, right? It is not going to happen, but you will have to have a whole different set of skills that will save your job. And you will be, if you are learning, if you are in the old technology learning, you will have to shift into this disruptive technology, market breaking, groundbreaking, game changing technologies, which I will tell you some technologies. You will have to start studying it through various sources. I'll tell you the sources also, right? So we have completed the second session. I'll go through this. I spoke about the career 2.0 and the future of the employee, and what are the skills you should need to be prepared for the career 3 point, I mean 2.0. And these are all the challenges in your new career, right? So this is very, very important for the final years. You are going to witness it in say 10 days, right? This is the third part of this webinar. So up to this, how many of you are with me? Please type with you, please. Go ahead. Salma is with me. Maiti is with me, right? Uh, right. Thank you so much. I'm receiving so many with you. Thank you for being with me. Right. We are moving into the third part of this webinar. Right. So I have given three verses: degree versus skill versus knowledge versus attitude. Right. So I have already explained this. And this is the first thing is about degrees. Degrees are qualifications. Degrees are qualifications which you get through a college, right? So I usually tell that a BE, a bachelor's or any BE, bachelor's of engineering or bachelor's of technology or any B is a platform, right? Is any B in a B is a platform, and any M's, masters of something, master of engineering, master of technology, master of science is like a train in that platform, right? There can be many trains in the platform, but you choose one specialization, right? And the one compartment is always called as the specialization or the PhD. After your masters, if you're, always the specialized knowledge is narrowing down. You study a lot in bachelor's, you study specialized things in masters, and still you do some research or you study better in your PhD, right? So this degrees are to be seen in a very different way in the next revolution, in this next digital revolution. Your degrees you choose, the course you study matters, right? And I have already explained about this ask principle. Attitude matters more than skill, and skill matters more than knowledge, right? So the reason I say this is modern students are fed up with a lot of courses. Everyone has a course certificate right now, right? So I have seen many people coming to interviews in our office. They have this much of certificates, right? This certificate, data science, artificial intelligence, they will do all the course out there in the world, right? So your certificate and degree matters, but still attitude, your real skills, your real doable skills matters, right? So that is about we are moving into, in my in my parents days, if they have a degree they will get a job, right? And in my days, if you are skillful you will get a job. But now you need this three, you need a combination of these three: attitude, skills and knowledge. So that is the version 3 of your skills. Your college degree alone is not important, right? You just need um, a good skill and knowledge and attitude combined way. So that is the third part, and we move into the fourth part of this webinar. Quickly we'll move into the fourth part. This is very, very important, right? uh, right. So I'm going to talk about education, how your education or learning is evolving, right? So this is Gurukulam style education 1.0. In 1600s, 1700s we had gurukulams, and slowly, after English people came inside, we had classroom set up. This is for a very long time, right? Classrooms. And then we had semi-digital classrooms with smart boards, with notepad, this iPads and other things, right? So next we are moving into education 4.0, the fourth version of education. What we are doing now, how many of you are witnessing learning right now? Learning. I am learning. Please type I am learning. Please type I am learning. if you are witnessing some kind of learning right now, yes, this is called as platform based or collaborative learning, right? Platform based or collaborative learning, like I'm sitting somewhere, you are sitting somewhere, we are connected with the device through internet. It is truly digital, right? You can see truly digital, and it is knowledge driven, right? It is knowledge driven. We are not connected with degrees, we are not connected with colleges or anything, we are connected in attitudes, we are connected in skill, right? Like you are learning aeronautical, and we are connected with skills, we are connected with knowledge, so that is insight driven, and it is demanding for students, right? So this education 4.0 is the new norms for millennial students, especially the generation XYZ students. They are digital natives, they have a very different mindset, right? So how many of your teachers here, how many of your teachers, I am a teacher, can you proudly type your comment now? Can you proudly type your comment now? I am a teacher, because I am a teacher. I started this career as a in Vinaya missions in Salem. I was a teacher, right? So yes, I am a teacher. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So after this, especially for teachers, after this slide, you are going to have a lot of takeaways, right? So because you have multiple roles with the students hereafter. Once the digital era is, you have to be on par with the students. Students are truly digital. They use so many apps per day. They are totally dedicated into the cell phones and what is that, tablets and laptops, computers. They play video games. They are digital natives, so teachers have a huge responsibility in shifting their teaching methodology, shifting their insights with relevant to digital platforms, especially platforms, use of apps and tools. That is what, human beings evolved this much. We are spreading in population because of tool usage, right? So many animals don't use the hands with such dexterity. We have so much of dexterity. Since you are from the aeronautical field, you will be knowing about the dexterity of robotic hands, the degrees of freedom with which it can operate. That is what is needed right now. Dexterity with technical apps, dexterity in teaching. Dexterity is, you apply so many degrees of freedom to your application, right? So that is about education 4.0. And I'm going to tell you some types of education 4.0. Especially teachers can employ this in your teaching methodologies, and students also. From your, if you're from second year, third year, or final year, you can simply adapt these techniques, which will be throughout your lifetime. There cannot be any changes. The first thing is nano learning. Nano learning is because people have this short attention span, right? How many of you listen to, see a 10-minute video, 10-minute advertisement video? We don't see that, right? 10 minute for advertisement is so huge, we cannot even see that, right? So now the attention span of all the viewers, especially the visual audio communication, has come down. It has come down to 5 to 10 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 2 minutes, or 1 minute, right? So the condensed form of knowledge can be given in a video. That is called as nano learning, short form learning, right? So you can, in Tamil they say sirutuli peruvellam, right? So konja konjama learn panni you can learn more. Nano learning. And the second thing is lifelong learning. I'll tell you an example of lifelong learning. When I started this business, I do not know anything in business. I failed 3 times very miserably. I encountered so much of loss. That is because I did not take business as a lifelong learning. I have an MBA, but that MBA cannot be applied in the real world business, right? So lifelong learning is, if you are taking artificial intelligence as your career, if you're taking machine learning, if you're taking programming, or if you're taking any technical course as your technical knowledge as your career, you cannot stop your learning. If you're stopping, you are done. You will be eradicated, right? So for me, business, even though I'm from a computational biology background, I'm from a computational background, I have learned coding and stuffs, but now Sorry. Now what is relevant is lifelong learning of business. What is your lifelong learning? What are you dedicated to?